What's going on, people? Your boy, Mad Mike, coming at you guys with yet another Atlanta Falcons video. As Mad Mike segment goes peppers. Um, this is interesting to say the least. And again, this goes out to Ghost Peppers. Coach Smith says the preseason will change. He regrets not playing the vets in preseason. How important is playing our vets in preseason compared to last year? Sounds like Arthur Smith hasn't written anything in stone for none of these guys and understands that they can't keep things the same unless players like Mayfield, McGarry show that they are ready to hold their own. As for Hennessy, still not sure about him either. But we do have options all across the board. And this is a great question for the simple fact that I totally agree with the idea that you have to play your starters. You got to play your starters in preseason, and I think he regrets it because his offensive line, like offensive line and defensive line, these guys need reps. A lot of these guys are still young, so they need as much time that they can get to jail together. Jalen Mayfield, obviously, he needs a lot of help as far as his technique is concerned. I think, for me personally, when I look at Jalen Mayfield, I think he has all the you know the proper skills that it takes to be a dominant physical player, especially in the run game. But when it comes down to pass protection, it always comes down to technique. And I think if he hammers down or hone down, and continues to work on his technique, the proper technique in pass protection, I think he'll be a much better option. Caleb McGarry, again, he did not have his fifth year option, exercise. So there's that. They don't feel as though that he's one of those guys that, you want to be able to, or, at this current time, that hasn't earned his right to have, a second contract. You got to play this year to the best of your ability. And if you don't, you're out of here. So I like the idea that these guys are going to get more opportunities to play. I love the idea that he's, going to focus on getting these veterans ready for the regular season because coming out, they're putting more emphasis on starting the season off with a bang. And I'm talking about playing, so have some good matchups. The Falcons are going to obviously play the Saints in their first game, home opener. So these veterans are going to have to play. So you're going to be ready. You either got to be ready or you gotta you gotta suffer the consequences, and that's not playing well and not being ready to play against those opponents, those valuable opponents, and like the Saints. For the most part, the Saints have like they've had our number to a certain extent. The Falcons just defensively, they just haven't been able to stop anybody. So, for me personally, I would love to see a lot of the pass rushers on the defensive side of the ball. Those guys get more reps and, work on their craft. We talked about, Drew talked about earlier today on his live about, most of the young guys having to have a backup move or a, rush with a plan. So, going back to Vic Beasley, Tack McKinley, those guys. Vic Beasley was a guy that, for the most part, he didn't um, have a secondary move outside to his speed rush. Vic Beasley, Tack McKinley, all Tack really wanted to do is bull rush. So these guys have to develop second moves. And I mean, guys like AK, you got Ogum Deji, you got D'Angelo Malone, who I think is going to be a pretty good guy, as well as Lorenzo Carter, these guys. So I think the Falcons have talent on the defensive side of the ball. But if these guys are going to get better, they need more time on the field. So even if it's preseason, I know it's going to be up. I know there's always that question of whether or not these guys can get hurt at any given moment. But the only way that you're going to get better in the NFL is you have snaps. So I'm with it. And as far as the offensive line is concerned, McGarry, Hennessy, and Mayfield, those guys they got to get snaps. This offensive line has to continuously gel. If they don't gel, they're going to be replaced. So let me know what you guys think about that. If you like this um, video, this is more positive Atlanta Falcons content. Like I said before, man, we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. We're gonna ask the hard nosed questions. I'm gonna answer the questions as they come in. But you guys continue to leave those comments and your questions in the comment section. All right. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, you already know what to do. Say yes, I enjoyed the video at the end. Because I love to see what you guys think about the work that we are putting in here. So I love your feedback. With that being said, you can check us out on Spotify and the Apple Podcast. With that being said, your boy Mad Mike is out here, man. Peace.